The co-creative consciousness is something that we have naturally that the powers that be want to keep us ignorant of. They use our co-creative consciousness as their black magic. They will plant a seed in our co-creative consciousness, and then usually what catalyzes that seed is emotion. They'll do a false flag, or they'll have a media event that will cause people to have a strong emotion that will catalyze the seed that they had planted. So they are basically tricking us into using our own powers against us. If we learn to use our co-creative consciousness, it's over for them. That's why they keep this group of people here. They use divide and conquer. They keep us at each other's throats, just, debating all of our different belief systems. There's a reason for that. We're a major danger to them.
We got a question right here, Corey.
Hi, my name is Tanya. What you just said about that described exactly what I thought I read about when Mandela died, or supposedly died in prison. The powers that be, and I don't know that much about politics, but down in Africa, they were concerned about the mass uniting and supporting and getting too much personal power from Mandela, so they put that lie out that he died to break the momentum and to break their connection with Mandela, to control the people, so that when he actually got out and died, that upward spiral of energy that they were having in their connection with him was broken, and then he came out, and it's sort of like the momentum fizzled a little bit, and then he just went on, lived his life, and
I'd heard that too, but I'd also heard that the people that have researched, looking back at the media archives, were unable to find any of the announcements of his death.
I saw the announcement of his death, and I intuitively...
If you can find any archives, that would be
I intuitively knew it was a lie, so I went looking for the information, and intuitively I knew somebody put it out as bullshit. But anyway, my other question for you was, who is Ra? Who is that?
Who is what?
Ra.
Oh, Ra Tier.
So,
raise your hand if you watch Cosmic Disclosure. Or raise your hand if you don't watch Cosmic Disclosure. Okay. Have you heard of the Blue Avians? Okay, Ra Tier Air is the one that interfaces with me the most. He's one of the Blue Avians.
Hi, Corey.
Hello.
I have a question going back to when you said about feeling like the energy was a battered wife, or, battered wife syndrome. And what came to me to ask is that Mother Earth? Would that be the energy that we're all experiencing in?
That's a good question. And on the level that I was shown, this was not Gaia. This was not Mother Earth. This was this was the mass consciousness of human beings. Not animals, minerals, the spirit of the Gaia. It wasn't any of that. It was just the mass consciousness of human beings here on Earth.
We'll do one more question here, and then we'll move on and keep going.
Could you explain what starseed means?
Yes, there's a number of terms for starseed, but a starseed is a person who took on a mission. Basically, you could be a different terrestrial, non-terrestrial group, a different higher density group, and you make some sort of a soul contract agreement to come and incarnate here on Earth for a mission. I would imagine almost everyone here is exactly a starseed. I mean, raise your hand if you think you're a starseed. The ones who didn't, you're probably a starseed or you wouldn't be here. I'm going to move along. Are y'all liking this format? Okay. We're trying out a few different formats. We thought we would try this one. It seems to be working out. How is our co-creative consciousness used against us? And I discussed that with the black magic the cabal uses. They'll maybe have a movie about a large earthquake or terrorist event, and then they will have a false flag, and then our co-creative consciousness will make it possible for something larger to occur. There are a lot of different levels that they use it at, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with how black magic is used and how much consciousness plays into it. Raise your hand if you consented to be a free-range slave. Nobody? I don't remember that either. How did we give consent for those to use our co-creative consciousness against us? Well, one of the biggest ways is through apathy, lack of action, lack of standing up and fighting back. Many of us are primed to do that and are already doing that. All of those who are asleep, the vast majority of this mass consciousness that we were talking about, this mass consciousness being, they are steering the ship right now. But as you know, a small rudder can change the course of a ship. A small number of people who claim the power of our co-creative consciousness and begin to demand that suppressed technologies are released, that's how we're going to make things happen. We're not going to have someone come and make an announcement on the news or a government official. We're going to have to demand it and get out, protest, do the mass meditations. It's time for us to come together and work on this. Do you agree? And of course, how we stop this hijacking of our co-creative consciousness is being aware of what they're doing. Now that you're aware, and you probably were already aware, but if we can make other people aware of what's going on, the tactics won't work.
How you doing? What was my question? Go back one slide. Go back one slide. I actually forgot. I just need to see. Oh. What do we do about the psychotronics? In my experience of learning about this, I've run into, after learning things, being very heavily triggered, my friends and whatever. And it seems to me, myself, most of the time, if I'm aware of who I am, whatever, I can kind of counter it now. But for those that don't know it, and most people don't, it is so, well, people don't know this, it's even possible for this to be happening. And it seems like it needs to be stopped, but maybe not by us. Maybe we do need help with it. Do you have any opinion on that?
Psychotronics?
The psychotronic mind control, the technical
Well,
mind control.
there are many levels of it. There are advanced ET craft in orbit that also use relays on Earth that have a giant grid to suppress our consciousness, and basically it's mind control. We have social mind control, all these different social norms, that if you don't want your people breeding outside of your race, then you make up all these, social rules for them. Well, that's a type of mind control. Every single one of us is on some level of mind control, no matter how awake we are. But for us to finally break these tools that are being used against us, it's very difficult to defend against them, if not impossible. It's almost impossible. So it's going to have to come to a tipping point to where we have some sort of revolution, not a violent one, but one that a revolution of ideas and people getting out, like I was just saying, to basically topple the powers that be. I mean, it's until then, I've seen these technologies used. You really can't protect yourself once you've been targeted. Basically, what I've been told is to get off our knees, to stop looking for someone else to solve our problems and saving us. We've contributed to the problem, so we're going to have to contribute to the solution. Yeah. So each of us, we are the savior that we've been waiting for. And the only thing we're waiting for now is for us to claim that power as, sovereign human beings. One more? Okay.